This is a bit weird. It's almost like we're kissing.
Why? I knew that you were going to...
Because I'm really close to your face.
But you're actually not. There's a mic between us. It's fine.
Explain to the listeners what we're doing right now.
All right. You want me to get right to it? No. I'm just going to get right to it. I fucked up.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The task was simple. Take the dog out.
Mm-hmm.
And get your stuff ready.
Mm-hmm.
And come downstairs and I'll pick you up. That's what you said?
Yep.
I got my mic.
Mm-hmm.
I got the headphones because last time I forgot the headphones.
Right.
And we drove all the way to the cinema to watch a movie.
To the cinema.
To the cinema.
Mm-hmm.
To the cinema.
Cinema.
And we realised once we got going that I don't have the cable for my mic. So now I'm holding Johnny's mic, which also, like my mic, has a two-sided setting. We are now very close to each other's faces.
Yes.
Which is, it's uncomfortable. You'd think it wouldn't be, because...
it's almost like we're about to sing a cappella.
Dum da dum ba 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 dum ba. Anyway,
yes.
That was quite nice. Maybe we should make that into our career.
Career.
Well, I mean, if I don't put an R at the end of cinema, then you get annoyed with me.
Cinema.
You get annoyed with me.
Hello.
You said to me in the last episode.
To cinema?
In the last episode, or was it 2 episodes ago? You said to me, "Have you always said cinema wrong?" I was like, "What do you mean?" And you said cinema, and I was like, "How am I supposed to say it?" You said cinema, and I was like, "No, I do say it like that." And then we heard the episode, and I was like, "Yeah, I said it wrong," and then I just did it again. So
right.
I think you sort of screwed me up there.
All right then. Let's have an episode.
What's Our Seat Number? Hello and welcome to What's Our Seat Number, the podcast that would never stoop to the lowest form of comedy, even out of laziness. That's right, I'm talking about the common, ugly pun. This episode, like all of those that came before it, is completely devoid of that sort of lowbrow, commoner filth. You can count on us. This episode will not suck. No need for a revamp of the formula. It all works well. I'm Simon Gross, a 3D artist, game developer, and podcast who has recently sunk his teeth into feng shui. And of course, let's not forget the not-so-bite-sized second half of this comedic duo. He doesn't normally drink wine. He is a man who likes to have the last word. He's your fantasy and mine, always down to suck. It's the incomparable Johnny Gross!
Oh, dear.
I think I said to Shosh at one point, I was like, I don't think there's anything worse than a pun, and here I am doing all of them.
Let's have some movie news.
Movie news.
Currently holding it in, I'm a nuss clench. Today's headlines. What was I doing this morning instead of sleeping while my wife took the kids out?
Coming up with that.
Yep.
Noise.
Today's headlines. Geriatric archaeologist gets stuck in a subterranean cave. When his back twinged, he's quoted as saying, "It's not the years, honey. It's the mileage." Grown men took to the streets last week shouting at clouds in protest of a children's movie. The self-proclaimed keyboard warriors were thwarted, however, when said movie became the highest grossing of the year so far.
Assuming this is to do with your bitterness towards people who don't like the Mario film?
No, I just think that people need to relax a little bit.
Yes, they do need to calm their tits ever so slightly, yes.
So they're going to have an aneurysm. This is The Muse. Arnold Schwarzenegger made headlines on Tuesday when he posted a video of himself filling in what he said was a giant pothole that had been plaguing drivers and cyclists in his Los Angeles neighborhood for weeks. But city officials say he may have made a mistake. This location is not a pothole, a spokesperson for the city of Los Angeles told NBC Los Angeles. It's a service trench that relates to active permitted work being performed at the location by SoCal Gas. Oops. Who expects the work to be completed by the end of May. The Steve Carell awkward meme actually went out of stock overnight as a result.
What was really funny is that you sent me a link to this, and watching him dig... to cover this up,
yes.
Right? And he's filling it in, and people drive by, and he goes, "You're welcome."
Doing the Lord's work. Scream star Drew Barrymore thinks it's possible for Casey Becker to return for a future sequel with the acclaimed horror franchise. On a recent episode of the Drew
She
Barrymore
did,
show... Girl, you did.
Girl, oh, you know you did.
The actor-turned-daytime host was asked by fellow TV presenter Ross Matthews about her Scream character and whether or not she could have survived her brutal attack in the original 1966...
No.
1966?
No.
1996 film and returned for Scream 7.
No.
Yeah, I think the
She was
intestines dangling out of her
And was
stomach.
pale and unbreathing.
Yes.
If she had survived, surely someone would have said something.
Listen to this. It's funny, Barrymore said. I've never thought of it this way, but I'm pretty sure a C-section is comparable to what happened to her. Is it?
I'm sorry.
Is
what
it
did she
really?
just say?
Like, literally. And I'm here, I'm fine, so maybe Casey Becker will be okay. She added, with good writing, you can make anything happen.
Sorry, I just fell in a car sitting down. Work that out.
Yeah.
So, interestingly, I think that all celebrities need to be
Silence?
killed for saying the word literally when they mean not literally at all.
Right. Well, I have only one response to this, and to quote Ian McDermott as the Doctor in Sleepy Hollow, she's dead. Amerson and Amerson, Fred Amerson from SNL. Amazon announces plans to develop new.
Why are you saying it weird? Say Amazon.
Amazon.
Why Amazon?
You say Amazon.
Cinema.
Amazon announces plans to develop new movies and TV shows,
Oh my lord.
television, in the RoboCop, Legally Blonde, Stargate, and Barbershop franchises. New Harry Potter series in the works at HBO Max. The series, based on all 7 books, will become a decade-long series produced with the same epic craft, love, and care this global franchise is known for, according to a statement from the newly branded Max. What's wrong with HBO Max? I don't know. It's just called Max now.
Yeah,
the series will feature a new cast to lead a generation of new fandom, full of the fantastic detail, much-loved characters and dramatic locations from Harry Potter that fans have loved for over 25 years. Casey Bloys, chairman and CEO of HBO and Max Content, declined to comment on Rowling's views when asked how this may affect the ability to find talent for the series. No, I don't think this is the forum, Bloys said. It's a very online conversation, very nuanced and complicated, and not something we're going to get into. Our priority is what's on the screen, Bloys continued. Obviously, the Harry Potter story is incredibly affirmative and positive about love and self-acceptance. That's our priority, what's on screen. I don't want to get too deeply into this, but it seems that she's tarnished the whole thing, basically, because everybody's angry.
People...
Gamers included.
Look, people like to get angry anyway.
Yeah, they do.
So if they didn't have something to get angry about, they'd find something to get angry about. I'll tell you what I'm kind of like pissed off about. Is they've seen, I think, that, you know, the Harry Potter stuff definitely gets a lot of traction even with all of the anger. Like Hogwarts Legacy is a great example.
It's very possible the controversy is giving things a bit of a boost.
Yeah. But I was kind of... I'll be surprised if they don't sort of botch some of the casting in their attempts to be inclusive. That's what I think is going to happen.
Right.
But how do you recast, you know, Alan Rickman? How do you recast any of those characters?
I have no idea. I don't see the point in any of it. I mean, I
there is a
understand,
point because the movies don't really represent the story very well.
There are certain things that are missing.
Important things like the mirror is a massive plot point that is missing. There are several plot points, lots and lots of plot points that are missing. And it would be great to see it as a TV show. And I've said that books as a medium are better served as TV shows. But let's wait and see. Let's see what happens.
All right. Well, that was the Muse.
Movie news.
This is another round of Stop Hey What's That Sound? Accent Edition. This week, I'm going to play you a little excerpt of somebody doing an outlandish accent in a movie to coincide with this week's movie, which is...
Renfield. Forgive me.
Yes.
Does he do an accent in the movie? I can't remember the trailer.
Who? Nicolas Cage?
Nicolas Cage.
Absolutely.
Okay,
And
great.
it would be really disappointing if he didn't.
I was so happy when I heard that we were going to... When you said, do you want to go see this? I was like, yes.
Yes.
A Nicolas Cage movie where
Yeah.
he's doing Dracula. I'm in.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay. So your first excerpt is this. You just gotta guess the movie and
Yeah.
Here we go.
I never drink, Fine.
Okay, that's Leslie Nielsen.
Ah, what the hell? Let me try it.
Okay, very good. That's Leslie Nielsen
Dracula. In Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Okay, here's your next question.
Yeah, she was in great pain. Then we cut off her head and drove a stake to her heart and burned it, and then she found peace.
That is Anthony Hopkins. He's not Sean Connery. He's Anthony Hopkins in Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula by Francis Ford Coppola.
Correct. Now, these have all kind of gone into the folder alphabetically, so all the Dracula ones are right at the beginning.
Right, okay.
So here we go. There's another one which you're going to get immediately.
It's just a man himself.
Okay, Keanu Reeves, can't miss it. Oh my god!
How are you falling over?
I'm leaning my elbow against your seat to try and stay close to the mic and yet stay comfortable and calm. Slipping off the side.
Come on.
Sorry, keep going.
Okay. Right, these are easy. They're going to get a little harder.
All right.
Hey, Dana. Well, aren't you going to introduce me to your friend?
Aren't you going to introduce me to your friend? It's Peter McNichol as Janosch in the Ghostbusters 2. Okay.
Okay, next one. Here we go.
Sheep's stomach stuffed with meat and barley.
Again?
Sheep's stomach stuffed with meat and barley.
I don't know what that's from. I don't know what that is.
I'll give you a hint. That sounds revolting. It is the worst Scottish accent ever done in the history of Scottish accents by a Frenchman.
Oh, I know. Oh, shit. No, it's, it's Highlander.
Highlander.
Sorry,
yes,
Highlander. Sorry.
Highlander.
Cinemar. Let me say things how I say things.
Okay.
There have to be rights about this sort of thing.
Next one.
I spoke in the car about the hole at the center of this donut. And what you and Harlan did that fateful night seems at first glance
I know what it
to
is.
fill
It's
that
Knives
hole
Out. It's
perfectly.
Daniel Craig.
A donut hole in a donut's hole.
Craig and Knives Out.
Yeah.
That's if there is any accent that qualifies for outlandish accent in a movie,
That's
it
crazy.
is that.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
And here's one that's even worse.
That poxy demo crew haven't used the coaxial to back the
You
main line, have
tossers.
they?
You had one
They've
job
only
to do.
nosed up the mainframe couplet, nosed it right up.
Do you know what? As bad as it is, I really like it. It's Ocean's 11 and it's Don Cheadle. You had one job to do. Listen. As bad as it is, it's really funny.
Yes,
I love it.
Okay, here's another one that's really bad that is good.
And in my club, I will splash the pot whenever the fuck I please.
This son of bitch all night, he chick. He trapped me.
Pay that man his money.
Pay that man his
I don't
money.
know.
It's John Malkovich in Rounders.
I've never seen Rounders.
You've never seen Rounders? I thought you had. I was so sure
No.
you had. Okay, you have to watch that.
But
it's a great movie. It's a great movie.
Speaking of John Malkovich's bad accents, Mr. English, I'm gobsmacked.
Yes, indeed.
Did that make it to the list? No, I don't think so.
But something adjacent.
Discreet girl. I'll eat her later.
Willem Dafoe.
Mm-hmm.
And not Nosferatu. It's
Almost, yeah.
It's not Interview with the Vampire. It's the other one. It's the one that's got a very similar name, but it's about the making of Nosferatu.
Yes.
What's it called?
It's called Shadow of the
Shadow
Vampire.
of the Vampire. Fuck.
Yes.
You know my problem?
You knew what it was.
I knew what it was.
Yeah.
Because first of all, I really like that movie, but the problem is that I like both of those movies, and I keep throwing their fucking names around.
But it's also got John Malkovich. In
Yeah,
it.
okay.
Yeah, okay.
Any
Last one, and you'll get this.
If I don't, I'll be upset.
Yes,
Because you
but-
said that.
Yeah, but also another bad accent.
I don't know any doctor jokes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here's Blast pressed off.
Blast pressed off.
In his so it was see episode to find out about that story.
Right.
But yeah, it's him in The World Is Not Enough.
Yes, doing a
with
Russian
Dr.
accent.
Jones,
Yes.
Dr. Christmas.
I go where the work takes me.
I don't know any Dr. Johnny. It's kind of like, I don't know any Johnny. If you work for Johnny, I was going to pay her back on Tuesday. I don't know any Johnny. And that was Stop Hey, What's That Sound? Oh, I'm sorry, you're supposed to do
My
that.
job.
Sorry,
my
sorry,
job.
sorry.
And that was Stop Hey, What's That Sound? Okay, shall we go watch the movie? This is the first time that we're
Renfield.
doing a pre-bit before going to the cinema.
Yes, and there's going to be no time, so let's go now.
All right.
Sorry to interrupt. Are you okay? I need to get out of a toxic relationship.
Why don't you start by telling us what brought you here?
My boss, he's different.
You can't get him out of your head.
No.
I need your assistance.
I'm coming, Master! Oh, you feel like he could destroy you with the snap of his fingers.
Wouldn't even need to snap. Okay.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, what?
Renfield, bring in innocent victims. I want a handful of nuns, a busload of cheerleaders.
And I just want a normal life again. But this modern world is a dangerous place.
Thank you. You saved my life. Did I watch you cut a guy with a decorative serving platter?
It's all in the wrist. Let me explain. My boss gave me this power. In return, I tend to his needs, including care, feeding.
You bring in people to eat? You're like the guy that gets the villain's Postmates.
But if you were to stop focusing on his needs, what would happen?
He won't grow to full power.
Exactly. He won't grow to full power. What? That's so weird. Why would you phrase it like that? But yes. Hi. Are you here for the meeting? Well, come on.
No! Some call me the Dark One. Others, the Lord of Death. To most, I am Dracula.
Okay, obviously we're dealing with a little bit more than just narcissism here.
Now, let's eat.
Renfield.
Oh yeah, that's really hard. Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to explain that to the people that weren't with us in the car while we were driving home?
No, it's just like, first of all, I love Nicolas Cage, right? And there's this interview with both Nikolai. Captain Nikolai.
Bring it to me. Bring it to me.
They were being interviewed, and they said that Nicholas Hoult knows how to bake, and they were talking about him making Japanese pancakes. That was the last thing that he made.
Mm-hmm.
And Nicolas Cage is sitting there going, oh yeah, oh that's really hard. Yeah, that's tough. Oh god, oh that's hard. And I was sitting on the toilet pissing myself. Well, not pissing myself, but pissing into as you do. And it just. What did you think of the film, Johnny?
Oh, it was
pretty good. It's pretty intriguing.
Yeah. Better hope we don't go to see a Jeff Goldblum movie after this.
Oh, I said to you in the car that my Nicolas Cage is slowly turning into Owen Wilson. Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow!
Yeah, that's so. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. No, don't do that. Oh
no.
Wow!
Oh. Wow!
Quality fucking content.
What
that
was
is.
I doing when we were driving to the cinema?
You were doing the bit with Christian Bale in American Psycho, where he calls. Who does he call?
He calls
one of the other associates. Right? No,
lawyer.
One of the other lawyers. His lawyer.
Harold.
And Harold.
Harold?
and you did. Johnny
I killed
sent me.
Paul Allen.
He sent me this voice message one time. You sent me this voice message, and it was so well done. It was the thing that always gets me is when you go like I have tapes
of loving it. Some of the go to these tapes. It got even worse. I ate some of their brains. Even tried to cook a little.
Paul Allen. I killed Paul Allen with an axe in the face. His body is dissolving in a bathtub in Hell's Kitchen. I don't want to leave anything out here. I guess I've killed maybe 20 people. Maybe 40. I have tapes of a lot of it. Some of the girls have seen the tapes. I even, I ate some of their brains. And I tried to cook a little.
Yeah.
I even tried to cook a lot.
So, Renfield.
You said, I don't want to miss anything out here. What does he say?
Yeah,
people
so
love
Renfield.
stuff, yeah.
Renfield. Yeah. Let's talk about Renfield. What did you think of it?
I liked it.
If I would have waited, you would have answered the question.
Sorry, please continue asking your question. I won't cut a... I won't...
I won't cut. Yeah, it's just for reference here, ladies and gentlemen. It's now 20 to 12 at night, and 20 to 12 is like my 3 a.m. for anybody else. Probably for you as well, right?
Yeah.
With 2 little kids. And,
it's kind of the hour where my brain goes, want to draw something? I'm going, no.
It's usually the hour where my brain goes, why won't she go to sleep? Renfield.
So we just went to go and see that film.
We did indeed.
I liked it.
I liked it too.
So there are problems.
I was
with
highly
it.
entertained.
There are problems with it, but I understood about halfway through that the problems that I thought there were on purpose.
Okay.
So things like the very cliched kind of, the police captain saying to the police officer, oh, your dad was like this big hero on the force, and I know that you want to get revenge, but you gotta, stay in your lane and stuff like that. It was a very like cliched thing.
Right.
And I was like, there's a lot of this stuff that is really, really cliched. So I kind of felt like that was an interesting on purpose thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, actually these cliched lines are on... I'm sorry, am I saying cliche wrong? Is it cliched?
It's
cliched. My cliched lines.
Cleached.
My clutched.
Clitched.
Can we start again?
No.
What did I think of Renfield? I thought it was fine.
It was just fine.
It was fine. It was a lot of fun. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. I thought that the gore was great.
Yeah.
I thought that Nicolas Cage was, as per usual, brill.
Oh, yeah, it was pretty
Wow!
Yeah.
I didn't take any notes, so...
Yeah, I didn't take any notes either. I was busy watching
I thought
film.
the music was a bit much. Like, it wasn't on point.
I don't know. I thought that there was... You're talking about the score?
The score, just in general.
Because the score, I thought, was very kind of...
Gothic?
Gothic, Dracula-y.
Yeah, but I felt like it was... It's not necessarily the score, but when they use it.
Right.
I felt it was a little off. They kind of use it a little loudly.
Right.
Over certain people speaking, which I thought was a little odd in that like last leg of the movie.
Okay.
Like maybe the sound mixing was a little off. Maybe I'm talking bollocks out of my butthole.
No, I don't know. I thought it was on point.
Well, then I'm talking bollocks out of my butthole.
I mean, you're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, but maybe my opinion's wrong. Isn't that an odd thing to hear somebody say when you're talking to them about something?
I'm trying to find the name. Okay, the name of this woman that I keep doing the voice of is Shore Agdashlu. Agdashlu.
Oh, hello, darling. Yes. Where is my son?
Well, who is my character, Bella? It's not hard to describe her. She is, in my humble opinion, a self-righteous being who always thinks never thin enough, never rich enough.
She's I
I
like
said
her.
that she
I really
could
like
be
her
Ursula in a Little Mermaid remake if they ever made one.
Yeah. No. Do you know
who is playing Ursula in the Little Mermaid
I
remake?
will give you a clue. Somebody you truly, truly hate.
Oh, it's not Suki, is it?
It is Suki. It's Melissa McCarthy.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
How did I know? Because
yeah,
you truly hate her. There's only one person who I don't find funny.
Right.
In any way, to the point where I will not watch a movie if she's in it.
Right.
Melissa McCarthy.
Right.
Anyway, Renfield.
What
did
movie
you
that
think
we just
of
saw.
Renfield?
First of all, the opening sequence is fucking brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant.
So for anybody who hasn't seen the movie or who won't see the movie, like I mean, obviously this is going to be spoiler filled, but I will describe this. It's basically Renfield, played by Nicholas Hoult, giving a voiceover, explaining who he is and where he is, and there's flashbacks. That they've basically been inserted into Todd Browning's 1931 Dracula in place of Bela Lugosi and Dwight Frye, and it's just brilliant. It's very well done.
Did you hear me like go at the thing where he's like standing at the bottom of the stairs of the ship and he's doing the whole So that's
Master, Mister.
No, we're not quoting Dracula Dead or Nothing.
Oh, sorry.
Although we should.
Renfield. Yes.
So Renfield.
Hello, little darling. Don't be afraid. I won't hurt you. All I want is your life.
It's good. Renfield. So I thought that was a great opening.
Dear listener, this is more difficult for us than it is for you to listen to. Trust me.
I thought it was very well done. It immediately it was like, you got me. You know, all good. And then you've got those sequences. Obviously, they sort of throw you right into the support group and whatnot, which is funny in and of itself. That Renfield is going to a support group for toxic relationships or whatever.
They've also chosen an actor who is really quite good at doing the sort of British awkward sort of sorry.
So he was asked in an interview that I saw recently that he was asked if he was channeling Hugh Grant in this movie. And he said that he worked with Hugh Grant in About a Boy, and Hugh Grant was a major influence on him anyway as an actor. And so the answer to that question is yes. And for
really
a lot of the movie, he's kind
of that.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Shit. He says shit a lot. Shit. Like,
Which
for example, that
he
wonderful...
says fuck me at one point when someone gets ripped apart or something.
There's this wonderful sight gag where Dracula turns up in his apartment, and the apartment that he's just like rented, and he's like done up and everything, and he looks back at the welcome mat that he's bought, and it says, "Welcome, come on in," and he goes, "Shit." Oh shit. So yeah, I thought that first of all, there's a great balance of tone. A few critics criticize the that's what they're there for. They criticize the sort of uneven tone between the comedy and the horror. I thought it wasn't uneven at all. I thought it was like
really well chosen.
100% comedy, and it's got horror elements in it, but it's not like scary or horrific.
It's like what we were talking about with Cocaine Bear, where it's like this is supposed to be a comedy.
1 second. Where's the bear? I just played this.
Where's the bear?
Where's the bear?
Where's the bear? Oh, you just completely threw me off now.
Yes.
Cocaine Bear, yes. I know we were talking about Cocaine Bear. I can't remember what my point was. Where's the bear?
Yes.
That we were saying it's like, it's not a horror movie. It's a comedy movie with flecks of horror in it. Right.
Flex.
So flex?
Flex.
That's not okay?
Flex is quite apt for this because
of blood.
Because of blood, yes.
Back with the puns and the quips and little things from my little intro there.
Your little
which I thought was brilliantly done, well executed. So Renfield.
Renfield, you idiot.
So I really love that, and I loved his. I thought that there was a good pastiche of styles that you could see more or less. Normally you would say, oh, that's very transparent, but I could see where they were drawing elements from, and I appreciated it. Like I can't remember what Nicolas Cage says his inspiration for the accent was, but it's kind of British-ish with some
not so Britishness in it,
with some like bits of American in there, and it's very, very sort of operatic and flamboyant, and there's a little bit of Transylvania.
It's funny because at the beginning of the movie, when he shows up in those flashbacks,
every time he says Dracula, he says
Dracula. So he does have that very strong accent in the beginning, but I kind of read it as he spent so much time with Renfield that he's kind of taken on his
British accent. Yes, accent. Like,
understand. Which is a little odd.
Well, the words "I am Dracula," I wanted to channel a little of the Transylvanian voice, but by and large, my favorite Dracula is Christopher Lee, who has a British sound. My father was the biggest influence for Dracula, who had a mid-Atlantic sound. What I didn't want to do was have a goofy Transylvanian sound in the role. So I thought my father, whom I channeled in a little movie I made called Vampire's Kiss, was a great starting point for the way this Dracula speaks. Let me explain something to you, okay?
I will no longer tolerate abuse. I deserve happiness.
Let me explain something to you, okay?
You deserve only suffering.
I will unleash an army of death. Everyone you care about will suffer because you betrayed me.
I thought, speaking of Nicolas Cage, oh my god, it's so good.
Look,
the scene where he shows up in his apartment and he's going he's like making these faces at him. I was pissing myself laughing the whole way
Listener, it has to be seen to be believed.
You have to
If
understand
somebody
this.
says to you, I remember sending you the trailer for this when it first dropped, and I said, somebody says Nicolas Cage and Dracula in the same sentence,
I'm
you've
in.
sold me.
Yeah.
That's it. And he delivers 100-fold.
It's so
it was
funny.
amazing, his performance.
I thought that because I only saw the trailer that you sent me. Soda. So I didn't watch a lot of footage of the movie, and I also didn't read up on it before we went to go see it. But like, I had read I think a year ago or something that they were doing a Renfield movie, and it had Nicolas Cage in it, and I was like, I really want to see that just on the premise of Nicolas Cage being Dracula.
Right.
And it did not disappoint.
If anybody's ever seen Ghost Rider 2, I haven't seen it all the way through, but I never made it all the way through. His performance in that is even loopier than it is in the first one.
He's scraping at the door.
You're a bad man. And this thing, the writer, he feeds on them and he's hungry. He's hungrier than he's been in years, and that's why I'm shaking. Because right now, the only thing standing between you and the writer is me. And he's scraping at the door. Scraping at the door. All right, if you don't tell me what I want to know, I'm gonna let him out. And when he's done with you, there won't be anything left. Do you understand? Do you understand? Shake your head yes or no. Good girl.
If you take that and apply that to Dracula,
he was
that's
doing
basically
that. That's what he
get.
was doing the whole way through the movie.
Yeah.
It was like, you betrayed me.
Yeah. And the funny thing is that he said quite graciously in I've been watching like tons of interviews, because also the chemistry between him and Nicholas Hoult is great, even in the interviews. But I tend to watch things that drop Jake's Takes and Ali Plum from Radio 1, all that stuff. So he was saying that this is Nick's movie. I'm a supporting player, and it's called
very gracious of him.
It's called Renfield, but and it's the funny thing is that yes, it is about Renfield and it is Nicholas Hoult's movie, but Nicolas Cage can't help but steal every scene he's in. He just like sucks up all of the energy and all of the attention like in the scene.
I wanted him in more scenes. Yeah. I know that if he had been, then we would have gotten.
It would have just been Dracula.
Yeah, but like he was so
Dracula in New Orleans or something.
I want to see like that. I want to see Dracula as Nicolas Cage, but in like with the whole,
yeah, they need to
Lucy,
remake
Mina, all of that, but with him, he's the Leslie Nielsen. Like so they have to do Dracula.
They need to remake. They need to do a Dracula movie in the style of the 1931 Dracula. Is it 31 or 32? I think it's 31. In the 31 Dracula, and like just have Nicolas Cage and Nicholas Hoult playing their roles.
Sure,
it would be absolutely brilliant.
I would watch that.
I would totally watch that. Unless they've got more of that they shot and inserted, and it's gonna turn up as a special feature on the.
I would like to see an adaptation of Dracula.
Yeah.
But like the actual story with those two actors, like not necessarily like the yeah, like to show how they got there, but where Dracula's in it more. Yeah. Like I think it would be really cool, because the thing about this movie is that the main characters are all funny, right? Like Rebecca
Awkwafina.
That's
what she calls herself. I don't know what her. Hold on. Let's do a quick Google of Awkwafina.
Do a you googly.
Nora Lum is her name, and she decided to change her name to Awkwafina when she was on the comedy circuit. To make things
more awkward.
On the comedy circuit, when she was doing stand up and stuff, because she thought it was it was a much more interesting stage name, and it's to do with awkwardness, apparently.
So she's the main character. I wouldn't say she's the love interest.
She's the normal. She's the audience's eyes, I guess.
So I wouldn't say she's the love interest. I'd say that she's the friend sort of character, whatever.
She's
and she's funny. I think that it's like over
she's
the
funny,
top
but
a little.
I think she's funny, but there were certain moments that I thought maybe
she could have toned it down.
She could have toned it down, or that could have been snipped.
The whole thing where she's like in the first scene where you meet her sister,
and
she stomps off down the hallway, and
it's
like
she looks back, and then she stomps off some more, and then she looks back.
It's very over dramatic and awkward.
The timing was off there.
It's not actually funny. So what I thought would be really cool is if you were to have that prequel movie, if all the other characters are playing it straight, right?
Yeah.
Like that would be funny to me.
Right.
And then them to be a little perplexed by the character's behavior.
Right.
But maybe I'm just pitching a stupid idea because you seem to be on your phone and uninterested in this conversation.
I'm not. I'm looking
I'll
to
just
see...
go fuck myself, shall I?
I'm looking to see what the director has done in the past. So Chris McKay is the director. He directed 59 episodes of Robot Chicken. He directed the Lego Batman movie and the Chris Pratt movie The Tomorrow War, which came out in 2021.
Yeah.
So not a huge amount of credits there, but definitely some pedigree in terms of comedy. So
but I also enjoyed the action. Like I enjoyed Nicholas
the action
Hoult's,
was very well done.
Action scenes.
That was a little bit unexpected. I know I saw the trailer and probably some of that was represented, but I don't remember. But yeah, like it was quite surprising to see that much sort of straight action.
Yeah,
and a lot of it is
great.
A lot of it is played for laughs because there's a lot of like sort of limb ripping and blood geysers. And
God, speaking of laughs,
what?
The guy on the left of me, like across the aisle, all the way fucking through the movie, and I'm like, that can't be your laugh. I wanted to get up and walk over to him and be like, are you on a date and you're trying to show that you find things funny? Because this is losing it for you, mate. Like, you are fucking twat.
Are you putting this on seriously?
What is that laugh?
I wanted to tell off the
guys
teenagers behind us
yeah.
kicking us in the...
Total cunts.
Total cunts, yes.
Moving on. What else is in the film? Blood, gore, and whatnot.
So there's first of all
not festivals. We've done festivals. It's now five festivals.
Right. So in terms of the gore, it's played slapsticky, but there is a lot of it.
Yep.
And a lot of it is actually CG gore.
Quite cartoony.
Yeah, quite cartoony. But when we first see Dracula in the present day, he's
a little prosthetic-y grossy.
Yeah, his prosthetics are amazing. Really, really well done. He's
gooky.
Because it's been established.
Would you say gooky is a good way to describe it? Gooky?
Gooky. Yeah.
Cocaine stuck up your bum.
Cocaine. Where's the bear? Where's the bear? So it's been established.
If you didn't run it again, then you're terrible.
Yes, I did. In the future, I did. It's been established that Dracula has been set on fire by sunlight, and Renfield is nursing him back to health and bringing him victims and whatnot.
And by the way, his recovery does not make sense, seeing as he has not recovered. Like, supposedly 80 years or so have passed, something like that, or a couple of decades have passed.
Since the thing
burning
with the burning.
Yeah.
No, he says it happens on a loop, like all the time. Same thing that, like, the good guys find them and they, set him on fire, and then he has to nurse him back to health by bringing him victims. So he brings him the toxic partners and bosses and whatnot from his support group, and he thinks that he's helping people by doing that. But Dracula needs to feed on the blood of good people, of innocents. Otherwise, he doesn't heal as fast. So he's healing very, very slowly.
Bring me a busload of cheerleaders.
Yeah, well, thank you, Renfield. Thank you so much.
It's not cheerleaders. Wow. He's like, bring me a busload of cheerleaders.
Yeah, that's more like it. There you
go.
Renfield, bring me innocent victims. I want a handful of nuns, a busload of cheerleaders.
It's a good premise. It's the whole idea that Renfield's bringing him meals and whatnot. And then he realizes that he's being abused in this. In this
ready for a pun? Meals on squeals.
So yeah. So basically, that's what I was talking about. When we first see him, he's kind of gooky, and that's pretty awesome. Because they did it all with prosthetics as opposed to CGI.
It's really well done. Yeah. It's great. Let's talk about Ben Schwartz for a second.
Ben Schwartz, yes.
I like Ben Schwartz.
I know you do.
I saw him, the first time I saw him was in one of the college humor videos, right? With like the dating coach and the milkman.
Right.
And I remember it. You can probably find it still, the milkman, where he comes in and he's like, "Hail to the milkman," right, when he comes on. It's really dumb.
Oh, hail to the milkman, the milkman, the milkman. Okay, hail to the milkman. The milkman is me. I take milk from cows and I give it to men.
But I like watching his...
What are the guys' names? Amir and who?
Jake and Amir.
Jake and Amir.
Jake and Amir.
Jake and Amir.
You're watching Jake and Amir. Get off me. I'm not touching you. Why not? Brilliant.
Okay.
And I'm just really pleased to see that he went from all of that stuff to... You know, he did House of Lies, right?
Right.
And he's just been in tons
the voice
of stuff. Yeah, he's the voice of Sonic. He's done tons of things, and it was just his
He's
first
very quick.
scene.
He's very quick. You feel like a lot of the stuff that he says in this movie is improvised.
Yeah, I really love how he's got like a load of drugs in his car, and he's stopped by the police, and he gets out, and he's carrying like a massive pile of it,
and he's throwing it at them.
He's throwing it at them. He's like, "I have a prescription for this shit." The way he says it is so funny, and I just pissed myself.
Yeah.
So funny. Didn't actually piss myself. I just laughed a lot.
Yeah.
So I like Ben Schwartz.
I like
Please
Ben
continue.
Schwartz. Yes. Anything else?
Ben Schwartz.
So all in all, I would say that we rather liked this movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
It's we can see that it was sort of suffered from not actually making notes, but yeah, I mean it's kind of a whirlwind. It was a lot of fun. It went by very, very quickly for me. And I would say that a good endorsement is this is a definite 4K buy for me. Yeah. Also, I like the design, especially like the basement in the hospital where Dracula's living.
The blood bags.
Yeah, there's like this sort of tree of like sort of branched out blood bags.
Yeah.
And candelabras all over the place, and green and red lighting.
So there's a lot of green and red lighting in the movie, which is really, really aesthetically pleasing. But also it kind of, it's that whole light and dark thing, and warm and cold. But also you get this really cool contrast when you see Renfield's apartment once he buys it, and the clothes that he starts wearing, the multicolored patchwork, whatever he's wearing, the sweater, and it's like this big splash of color when everything's just been this sort of, two-tone orange and blue, and you see a lot of like orange and blues, or reds and dark blues and things like that, and things like even the Marvel shows like Daredevil and Jessica Jones, you see those sort of things. But I really enjoyed how I feel as a visual creator that was used for horror and comedic effect. Like we were talking about how the horror and the comedy work together. You've got like this really cool thing, and then he has this apartment. It's this incredible splash of ridiculous color all over the place, and that made me laugh.
Right. But that's also why I don't think that the music was over the top, because
you think it was all intentional.
Yeah, I think it sort of heightens the kind of sort of simultaneously the gothicness of it, the ridiculousness of it. It harks back to a lot of. There was one moment where I like laughed out loud when Dracula is sort of kind of getting emotional and talking about how he can save Awkwafina's sister, and you suddenly hear the violins, like sort of like Transylvanian style like violins, and I just thought like that's really smart.
So I was talking bollocks out of my anus. I understand.
No, it's okay to disagree.
I don't disagree with you. I think that there are certain moments in the movie.
My other guests may disagree with you.
Mr. Venkman, I really do feel that there were moments when the music just took me out of it, but I also do think there were some great gothic tunes in there that set a great tone.
Chorus, a little bit of choral, like sort of elements there that were very well placed for me. The other thing was that I really liked the characters in the support group.
Yeah,
and I thought that every scene that they had in that gym was really funny.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, oh, when Dracula comes in and he slaughters the lot of them, and
little stinger
then there's
at the
like
end.
little stinger at the end where they've sort of nicked some Dracula blood, and they've used it to bring everybody back to life, and the guy that runs the meetings like, oh, yeah, thank you for bringing us back from the dead. We got to glimpse the other side, which we cannot unsee, and things we cannot unhear, and things we cannot unknow. That was really funny.
It was great.
It was really funny. And then the camera kind of pushes in on this jug of that's labeled Dracula blood,
yeah.
which makes me think sequel.
I hope not.
No, I hope they do the prequel that we talked about.
Exactly, that's what I want.
Are you listening, execs at Universal?
No one's listening.
No one's listening. No one's listening. Anyway, trivia corner. So we have some trivia corner for you this week.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Wow.
Shall we do some ASMR?
Okay. You can literally rustle the paper in the mic.
Yeah. Are you getting tingles?
Stop crumpling it.
Why?
All I can hear is like when you do that to the side of the page. Do you know what I hear?
What?
Is whenever our mother was reading. Hello, Babs. Whenever she got pissy about the fact that you didn't mention her in the bonus episode.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hi, Babs.
So she used to get
used to
really
annoyed
angry
with
with me
us when we
about
used to
dog-earing books,
Yes.
right? Like if she
Just,
was
like,
reading,
flick at it like this.
reading something to me, I'd be flicking the side. Or if I
Yeah,
was reading
yeah.
something to myself, I'd flick the side. It's not even her stuff. And she'd come up to me, just stop dog-earing the pages, Simon.
To be fair, I would tell my kids.
I know,
off
I
about doing
don't.
that as
I
well.
tell them off as well. I
Yeah,
tell them
yeah.
off not to do that as well.
It's
I
funny
also tell
how
Shush
much
off
we're
about
turning
doing
into
that
our
too.
parents. So yes, trivia corner.
Trivia corner.
Yes.
Dun,
So
dun, dun, dun.
even with a long history of turning down big movies if it doesn't center on his character, Nicolas Cage agreed to play Dracula as it was a lifelong dream for him, and he loved the comedy parts in the script. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Nicolas Cage's uncle, Francis Ford Coppola, directed Dracula.
for Rizzies?
Yes, directed Dracula in 1992. The studio wanted Cage instead of Keanu Reeves. It is the man himself.
Oh my god, that would have been so good.
To play Jonathan Harker.
The thing, no,
Yeah.
it would have been great because
If he would have played Jonathan Harker?
Yeah.
I'm like,
because
it is the man himself.
His British accent would have been incredible.
His British accent would have been what we heard tonight.
Yeah.
But Coppola did not want to work with him after what he called hijacking the movie with his acting choices, referring to their bad experience on Peggy Sue Got Married.
Ouch.
Well, I mean, have you ever seen that clip
Nicolas Cage movie
of Nicolas Cage coming onto Terry Wogan's show?
No.
So he comes on and he does like somersaults and like
don't know why I'm making surprised faces at
karate
you.
kick in. And he's going yeah.
Because he's a fucking
he's like,
nutcase.
he's like throwing money at the audience or whatever, and then Wogan's like, "Are you do you get tired when you do all that?" I'll play the clip. You won't be able to see it, but you could hear it.
Welcome, Nicolas Cage.
How you doing?
Well, understatement's the watchword tonight.
Oh, hang on a second. My mic, darn it. All that physical activity just took my mic off.
You did a bit of that in Wild at Heart when you're dancing.
Sure did.
All those karate kicks.
Heck, I'll just hold it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sorry about that. I just had to get off my chest. You know, I was a bit wound up back there, so.
Were you worked up?
Well, just a little worked up.
Do you get carried away?
Well, I don't know if I get carried away. I just sort of have a good time, and you know, you invited me on your show, so I'm just gonna have a blast.
A blast, eh?
That's right.
Do you find that kind of thing loosens you up just to do a handsprings like that? Because I do that quite often.
Do you?
But before we start, I don't do it then. Me and Harry.
I wouldn't doubt it because you know who you remind me of? You remember the TV
Arnold
show?
Schwarzenegger?
No, The Avengers.
The Avengers.
Remember Mr. Steed?
Diana Rigg. I remember.
Diana Rigg and Mr. Steed, The Avengers. Give it up for The Avenger! All right.
That's me.
Well, that was great, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I will now play a clip from the Chappelle Show.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Anyway, basically he was stoned up to the eyeballs during that time.
Got it.
Must have been in like the 80s or something. Nicholas Hoult played Nicolas Cage's son in The Weatherman in 2005. So there was some history there. Renfield syndrome, also known as clinical vampirism, is an actual thing. It's a rare psychiatric disorder where an individual has an intense fascination with drinking blood or believing themselves to be a vampire. This syndrome is named after the character R.M. Renfield, Robert Montague Renfield, as we learn in the movie, from Bram Stoker's novel Dracula, who consumed live insects to obtain their life force.
Oh, how'd you do? I'm Thomas Renfield, solicitor from London.
Oh! How do you do? I'm Thomas Renfield, solicitor from London, to see Count Dracula?
It's funny how randomly characters' names get changed over different adaptations.
I was also thinking that when we watched this movie.
Yeah. But that is apparently his original
No, it's
name,
the correct one, yeah.
Nicolas Cage started producing especially to get Shadow of the Vampire made. During Q&A on Reddit, Nicholas Hoult revealed that Cage also edited the movie. So it's funny, like a lot of like vampire connections with Nicolas Cage and Vampire's Kiss as well.
Mm-hmm.
A, B, C, D.
I think you mean so he does. Play the clip.
I'll have to find that.
How could somebody misfile something? What could be easier? It's all alphabetical. You just put it in the right file, according to alphabetical order. You know, A, B, C, D, E, F, G,
Peter.
H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P,
Peter.
Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Huh? That's all you have to do.
Very good. You know your alphabet.
I never misspelled anything.
Yep.
You don't know? No, just look for Nicolas Cage crying in Vampire's Age. Brilliant. I sometimes do that when my eldest is having a tansy.
Having a tansy.
He's having a tansy, and he's like going a little nuts. And then if he like hits me or something, I'll go. And it like just drives him nuts. he starts laughing, and I'm like, well, whatever works,
Yeah.
Parenting.
In the trailer, a record is seen. A record is an LP. It's what discs used to be.
I don't think I can call it anything other than a tansy now, so that's
Tansy.
great.
So yes.
Want a pansy?
A record is seen of Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake. This is a nod to Dracula 1931, where Swan Lake where Swan Lake is the opening music. The piece was used as it was in the public domain. The piece was used as it was in the public domain and therefore free to use rather than scoring original music from the film. It was also used in Universal's The Mummy. Oh, this is a random piece of trivia here.
Okay.
It just says Nicolas Cage owns several castles.
What?
He might actually just be a vampire.
He might be Dracula, yeah, I don't know.
Nicolas Cage...
What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at?
This is funny because it reminds me of that whole thing with Vic Reeves. He also lived in a haunted telephone box for many years. That's an episode of Nevermind the Buzzcocks where Noel Fielding and Vic Reeves, who are both British comedians, are just trying to screw with Juliette Lewis, who's guest hosting. And they have this brand of sort of... What's it called? Random, like a stream of consciousness?
Stream of consciousness kind of comedy.
It's just random shit.
I met Elton John once.
Did you?
I went to his house.
No.
And he's got a swimming pool with like a pair of specs. One with salt water and one with fresh water. One with cod in it and one with trout. Anyway.
Also, apparently, he taught a sort of lemur to fire peaches at him out of a tennis ball machine. And one knocked his hat off, so he fired him. And that lemur's now living in Croydon in shopping centre.
He also, I don't know if anyone knows this, but he lived in a haunted telephone box for many years, which accounts for his style. Juliet, you must have got an answer out of that lot.
The piece of trivia is as follows. Nicolas Cage lived in a haunted castle for 1 year to write a horror script. Get this. Once he finished his script, The laptop was broken.
What? What does that mean?
Oh my goodness.
What does that mean? Is it... I don't understand what that means. Let me read that a second.
I don't understand.
Hang on. I don't understand. Right. Nicolas Cage owned several castles. Nicolas Cage lived in a haunted castle for 1 year. Right. What does that even mean? Is it that he broke his laptop, or the haunted castle
It
broke
just
his
says
laptop?
the laptop was broken. I'd love to get a little bit of like elaboration on this.
A little bit more on that, please.
A little bit more background.
Oh,
William
dear.
Ragsdale. Okay, so the elderly priest at the beginning, when they have like the sort of the powder circle and whatever, and they've trapped Dracula. The elderly priest, and I wish I'd read this before I saw the movie, is best known for playing Charlie Brewster in the Fright Night films.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, shite you don't care about.
Yes.
Coming up right after this.
Nicolas Cage was accused of being a vampire due to pictures from different ages with people looking like him.
See, I've seen that. I've heard about that.
Yep.
The same with Keanu Reeves as well.
Yes. This is the second time Nicolas Cage plays a vampire who is a horrible boss for his employees. The first was Vampire's Kiss in 1988.
Once again.
The first of two 2023 Universal films featuring Count Dracula, the other being Last Voyage of the Demeter, which we are looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm very greatly looking forward to.
And apparently, Dexter Fletcher left the movie to complete work on his remake of The Saint.
Oh, that thing about the laptop, that did me in. I cannot imagine what the fuck that could possibly mean.
All right,
like, is it that the castle was haunted and he woke up the next morning and he'd finished his screenplay, but the laptop had been mysteriously broken? Is that what that means?
I don't know.
God, I hate shit like this because it's just intriguing now.
So that was Trivia Corner. Trivia
Corner.
Do you have anything for me?
Well, no.
Very good.
The movie isn't incredibly VFX heavy apart from in the gore.
Right.
And as we already said, it's pretty cartoony and it looks pretty good.
Yeah. I thought that the stunt work was very good. It didn't look like there were a lot of CG stuntmen. And I thought that that Hoult as an action hero really kicked quite a lot of
But we've
ass.
seen him as an action hero.
Well, we've
before.
seen him in the X-Men movies.
The X-Men movies, yeah.
That's it. Pretty much, no? Has he done anything else actiony?
Wasn't he a little actiony in the zombie movie that he was in?
Maybe. I saw that a long time ago when it came out, though. It was like
the thing is that I was wondering, why
Warm Bodies, that's
why
called.
he's not in more action movies. I'd like him to be in more stuff.
Yeah, he could play a Bond villain.
I really thought for a second you were going to say he could be Bond. I'm like, no.
No, I think he's a little bit too distinctive for that, I would think.
I think
he's got he's got too much of an edge.
He can't play a Bond villain the same way that I don't think Daniel Radcliffe can play a Bond villain. Like, he played a villain in, what was it? This Golden City or City of Gold, whatever it was, with Sandra Bullock, whatever it was.
Sandra Bullock.
And
I haven't actually seen that yet.
Right, so I saw most of it. And it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not my cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
But he was very good in it. But I
Right.
can't take him seriously as a villain.
Mm-hmm. No, so I think that Hoult would be a good villain. He plays a really good asshole in The Menu.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great movie.
I haven't seen that. I've seen a lot of... I've seen the trailers and I've seen like clips of it, and I also have read a lot about it.
Yeah.
And I want to watch the movie.
But
I need to convince myself to do that. Let's do an episode on it.
On The Menu?
Nah.
We've got some things planned though, so we'll get to that in a minute.
Let's not add
But
anything.
I think that Nicholas Hoult is he's a great actor, and he's come a long way from shake your ass, watch yourself, shake your ass, show me what you're working with.
And you are doing About a Boy.
About a Boy, yes, when he was 11, I want to say. I think he was 11.
Shake your but watch yourself. Shake your show me what you're working with.
So, in all, I would say if you like a little bit of gore, if you like comedy, if you like vampires, Dracula, if you like Nicolas
Cage in any way, shape, or form,
just go see this movie.
Watch
It's
this
fun.
movie. It's
a lot
really
of fun.
fun.
A lot of fun. So, yeah, so that was our episode on Renfield. Unless we get monumentally derailed, our next episode is going to be concerning a certain
Whip-a-cracking archaeologist.
Yes. And a friend of mine on the intranets, whose name is Weilam Kwa, so he has been nagging us for a while to do Indiana Jones, and I was waiting for Dial of Destiny before I knew it was called Dial of Destiny.
It's happening.
It is happening.
Yeah,
and by the way, I'd just like to mention that we were on hiatus for a very, very long time when we didn't do any episodes, and he went out of his way to message us
and ask what's going on.
Ask if we were
That was
all right.
nice of you, man.
Very nice.
Appreciate that.
Very nice. So that's a shout out to you, man.
Our other friend
We
of the
appreciate
show.
you. Yes.
Shakas.
Shakas. Has he got any more
He's got
questions?
No. But he has some trivia about Indiana Jones that he says he would like us to read out.
So, yeah, if he wants to send that in, or if he wants to record himself in a voice message, we can play that out.
He could.
And if any of you guys want to send us any letters or...
dick pics.
Or... Well, maybe not. But if you want to record a message or send us a letter or an email or a message or a word...
No one really writes letters anymore.
Yeah, but it would be a letter in the form of an email.
People communicate in emojis and dick pics nowadays.
Dear What's Our Seat Number, I would just like to say that you're wonderful and we love you and keep doing what you're doing. Yours sincerely,
Nicolas Cage.
Johnny Gross.
Dear podcast.
Anyway, that's it from us this week.
That's
so
great.
Join us.
Great, guys.
in the
Thank
next
you very
one.
much for joining us. It was lovely. Bye. What's our seat number?